Hi. Boy, do we have something to share with you. Catastrophe on a Friday night? Stay tuned. We have no power to the refrigerator, which I'm not going to open right now because I don't want to let in or let out any cold air. And we've been on the phone to tech support and trying to figure this out, but it's a mess.
Hi. We came back from a little side trip the other day and our power was gone. Nothing was working from the inverter. And digging around and getting a little technical help, this is what I found. This fuse had literally melted its guts out. It's a 400 amp fuse, and it's the one that feeds the inverter. And when I started to take it out, the nut was hardly tight at all, and so I'm thinking there wasn't ever a good connection here. There's another 400 amp fuse in series with this, and it didn't get hot, and there's nothing wrong with it. So my solution is I'm just going to install a different kind of fuse, because we just spent half the day trying to find one of these, and nobody for 200 miles carries one. So I'm going to put an inline fuse in, something that I can more easily find parts for. We spent all of Saturday morning searching for a place to buy a replacement fuse. But that wasn't even the end of the story. We'll get to what else was really wrong. Anyway, this fuse shouldn't be hot. It should either be cool or it should blow. But it was so hot that the plastic parts in it were melting and oozing out, and the insulator that goes with the fuse was completely gone. And then the fun part is the heat from this bracket that carries electricity to the switch it mounts like this and bolts onto the fuse. It was transferring so much heat up this aluminum bracket and into the back of the switch that it melted the mount for this bolt, and the switch came apart inside. And so this is the switch that supplies power to the inverter, and so the inverter would no longer come on. The fun part of that a lot of people don't realize about their motorhomes and their inverters is all of the appliances inside, the refrigerator, the microwave, all of the plug sockets actually get their AC power through the inverter. Even when the generator is running, if the inverter's not happy, that power will not get fed to those appliances. So even though we have a nice onboard generator, we still couldn't run our refrigerator or our appliances because the inverter was broken.
This was barely bolted on. The bolt
Wasn't tight.
wasn't tight, and that caused what arcing or whatever.
Just a resistive connection, which gets hot.
So you need to check your connections once in a while. And so on Saturday morning, when we went looking all over, you couldn't find these at hardware stores. We couldn't find them at any of the RV dealerships that happened to be open because a lot of things close on Saturday. We checked several places, and the only place we could find 400 amp fuses was a place called West Marine. It's a boat marine shop, and we're guessing maybe other boat shops carry this high a fuse, but he switched from this because he's a retired electrical engineer and put in
I found an inline fuse, a holder, and fuses, and we made a couple of short, heavy cables so that we could hook that in place of where this went.
Did they carry these?
No.
Oh, so you'd have to switch to an inline fuse. Not sure what you're supposed to do and where you can find one of these immediately anyway.
Well, they can be found on the internet, but that doesn't do you any good 8 o'clock at Friday night.
That's for sure. And it was an eye-opening experience.
And one word of warning, you may have fuses like this on bigger RVs, and they don't provide you spares. And it's totally unknown whether a mobile RV tech would have access to these in their truck either.
That's true. So if you have any of these or can recognize them, you might order you one or two for a spare in case you need it, in case something happens to you on a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. You know what we mean. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you join us on our journey. And safe travels, and remember,
Tomorrow's journey always awaits.
bye-bye.